What's up, everybody? This is Rich from True Budget EDC and Prepping. Use your gear or lose your gear, because if you're not using it, you might as well lose it. So today I wanted to do this impromptu video. I actually got a question on a short that I posted about a knife that I just recently got. Civivi had sent me over a knife to review. We Knives sent it to me to review, and I posted a short about it, and I tagged it with hashtag Prepper. And one of my subscribers, or just somebody who ever watched it, I'm not sure if he's a subscriber or not, I'm not even sure if it's a he, actually posted a good question. And the question was, what makes it a prepping knife? Because I tagged it with Prepper, right? So I'm not going to mention the user, because honestly, he's got a Ray, his name is Ray, I think. But it's a really good question, and I'm not mentioning him because I think he's a troll. I'm actually mentioning him because I was like, wow, that's actually a really legit question, right? So the knife was this knife. They just sent this to me. This is not a review. This is a white frag pattern Elementum. So that's the knife that I posted in the video. And he actually had a really good question. Why is that a prepping knife? What makes that a prepping knife? So prepping and survival, obviously, prepping is kind of a newer thing. For people, it means different things. You're preparing for disaster. You're preparing for something to happen. You need to have these things in case the global economy collapses, or if there's a huge tidal wave that hits, or an asteroid hits, whatever. You're being prepared for a disaster that you envision could happen eventually. That is what prepping is. Survival, totally different thing, but not really. Survival and prepping go hand in hand. Survival is just basically trying to stay alive. So you're in a situation where you need certain things that are going to help you stay alive, and you want to have those things on you in case that event arises. So one of the things you're going to need in survival is a knife. Any knife. Any knife will help keep you alive, right? Preparedness. Any knife will help you be more prepared. So I know there's a lot of videos about knives like this, right? This is a Schrad, right? SCH F36 Frontier. Everybody thinks, man, that's a survival knife right there. That right there is a bushcraft knife right there. So adding the word survival to something doesn't mean it's going to help you survive, right? At all. I can say this is a survival sheath. You know what? It's useless. It's not going to do anything for me. Any knife that you have in a survival situation is to your benefit. Whether it's this knife or any of these knives that I have here on the side, you need a cutting instrument to process food, like to possibly have to skin animals, to possibly have to gut fish, to do whatever. You're not gonna be able to do it with your hands. You could possibly flint knap and make a sharp rock and do it, but obviously a knife is more efficient than a sharp rock, right? So the term survival added onto things has been a more recent thing. People have just started calling everything a survival this, or a survival that, or a survival this, or it's just out of control. So this is just a larger knife, right? And it's heavier duty. It's got a 1/4 inch thick blade. It's serious. You could use it for chopping if you were a tree slapper or whatever. But this doesn't make it a survival knife. It is a survival knife in the sense that it's a knife in general, and if you're stuck in the woods, it will help you survive. It is a preparedness knife and a prepper knife, because if you have this knife, you're pretty well prepared if you get stuck in whatever situation, I would say. So that is that. Now, if you look at this knife again, this is a knife that was a custom-made knife, and it's a Skinner, right? Say that's a survival knife, right? This is a survival knife. Why? To me, it's a knife. You know what I mean? People think it's a survival knife because it's a fixed blade. That's not even the case at all. It's just a survival knife because of the fact that it's a knife and it can help me survive. It's a preparedness knife or a prepper knife because if I have this on me, I'm prepared for whatever I have to cut, whatever I have to do with a knife. I have it. So I just got a few knives I pulled out to just basically show what would be a survival knife. Pretty much any knife. But this knife right here, I've had this for a really long time. This is a 2-bladed Stockman. Now, this is a survival knife, and Horace Kephart actually more than likely carried this among his trio of tools. And Horace Kephart is the bushcraft god, right? So if Kephart carried this in every situation that he was in, which was every situation was just a survival situation basically for that guy, and every situation was a preparedness situation. So this is definitely, without question, considered a survival knife, according to the trio of tools. Right there. So the Large Moose, another awesome survival knife. This is a different pattern that's been altered by Rough Rider. This is a tater skin, but it's a moose pattern. Who carried a moose pattern? Not Kephart, but Washington Sears did. So Nessmuk carried a moose in his trio of tools, and that's another person that is a survival or bushcraft god, and this helped him stay alive because he was in a survival preparedness situation every day too. So that's another good survival knife. Here we go. This Puko style blade. This is a Svord mini peasant. Puko style blade has been around hundreds of years, used by the native Sami people. Mostly fishermen use this style of knife in Bavaria, Bohemia, and all over actually. It's been around for a long time. The pattern itself, the friction folder pattern, has been around since the 1st century with the Romans. So this has been around a very long time. So this is without question a survival preparedness knife because they needed to cut fish and stuff with it and process animals. And the same for those other two as far as Kephart and Nessmuk went. So this is a super cool survival knife, right? This is the Super Tinker sent to me by Conan, EDC, Easy Dad Carry. This is also a survival knife. There's plenty of useful tools that are on this Super Tinker that will help keep you alive in a survival situation and keep you prepared for whatever may arise in said situation. So this is definitely a really good, really good survival knife, actually. This one I just got, survival knife. It's a little tiny one, but you know what? It's a knife. And if I have to cut something and I don't have a knife, I'm kind of up shit creek, right? But this little Holtzman's Gorilla Scalpel, definitely a survival knife, and they market it as a survival knife. So it's great to have something like that on you so you can be prepared. So that's a prep knife, whatever. This is also a survival knife because it cuts. So I know I'm using the term survival a lot, and I'm not really using the term preparedness or prepper. But again, prepper, prepping, preparedness, survival are all interchangeable because they're all on you at whatever times you need them in order for you to, basically either survive or be prepared. If you're, a prepper, you definitely have a knife, without question. Every prepper I know has more than one knife, actually, to be honest with you. If you're a survivalist, they definitely have more than one knife, too. The whole, 2 is 1, 1 is none thing. So I just wanted to come on here because that was a really great question, and I appreciate that. I was just like, man, that's a really good question. So in my eyes, I used to teach prepper classes. I don't really do it so much anymore, but I would if the need arose. And I never really discussed why knives are essential. I mean, I have, but like on one of my videos, since I've had a YouTube, I don't think I've ever discussed that every knife is a prepper knife and that every knife is a survival knife. And you don't have to put that term in front of it. So I don't have to really say, oh, that's a prepper knife, or oh, that's a survival knife. It's just a given to me that any knife is a survival knife, even the sweet donut knife. This is probably one of the best ones on this table, actually, to be honest with you, because it has so many tools that are useful. So, again, I'm not sure what the user's actual name is, but his name was Ray something. People use all different kinds of symbols and stuff, but he did comment on the frag short that I put on there. It was a really good question. So it really inspired me to do this video. This is impromptu. I wasn't even going to do a video. I have to review this knife. That was going to be one of my next ones. I also have to do my 1,000 giveaway. I appreciate everybody. Seriously, everybody coming on and commenting, subscribing on all my stuff and dealing with my bullshit for all this time. I appreciate it. I already picked a winner because I don't have a lot of time. So I did it via the comment picker. You guys know how I do it. I do it, I take a picture of it, I post it on community. As soon as I get a chance to post it on community, I will. And I will also do a video, congratulating the winner. So thanks again to everybody for commenting, subscribing, being interactive. I appreciate all the people that have been involved with this YouTube journey. I thank you very much. And hey, thanks to the dude that just asked me that question. It's a really good question. I hope I get more questions like that. Thank you.